Diaz Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up, bye up, bye. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled, man, and I'm very much so appreciative. Thank you. I couldn't do it without you. So first and foremost, let me get it out the way. Happy Father's Day to all the real fathers putting in that work, man. The ones that are present, the ones that are in their children's lives, and even the ones that only get them on the weekends that are trying. You know, hey, I got to respect it, bro. And respect to all the mothers out there that are fathers also. It's their day as well. You know, it's just not our day. You know, there's a lot of mothers that play that father role. So respects to them. And speaking about fathers, man, this is the perfect topic for the perfect day, right? It's come to my attention that Lefty Gunplay, you know, has decided to say something, right? Now, whether it was a soundbite, if they just took the conversation out of context, or if he went left, you know, either way, Lefty did that, and he's got to stand by what he says. But people are going in on him, you know, like trying to call him a racist, or that he's prejudiced, or that he's feeling some type of way. And I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on it. I'm gonna give you exactly what it is. Now, what everyone's speaking on, and I seen Milk did a reaction to it, and Milk, you need to do a reaction to your barber fucking your hair up before you do a reaction to anything, right? But I seen him do a reaction to it, and he was quick to jump on it. You know, anything for the black community. Get no Milk, you know? Listen here, Wood, right? Respects to the brothers, right? Respects to the brothers, first and foremost, because I do see a lot of people appropriating their culture. I do see a lot of people trying to act like, you know, they grew up in with that urban influence, man. I see it. You know, for a long time, I denied it. For a long time, I was like, nah, everyone's just trying to be themselves, man. But now I see it, man. I see it. And I can feel and understand how the brothers can feel some type of way. Like, man, bro, why you got to try to steal our culture? Why you got to try to be like us? But I'm still of the understanding that mixing and mingling and sharing each other's culture is a beautiful thing. Because we all have beautiful cultures, right? We all take a little bit from each other. So that's my thing on it. That's why I'm black and brown. That's why I'm good with the woods in the hoods. Because I believe everybody's created equal. And I'm a firm believer in nobody's different, man. We might have different stilos. We might wake up on different sides of the bed that day. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all men and women. And we're going to do our thing, right? Whether it's together or not together. That's totally up to you. But Lefty Gunplay was on some type of podcast, man. And the question came up, and he answered that he would not like his daughters, you know, his children, to date black men, right? Or to be with a black person. And, you know, when you're on social media, you have to watch what you say, you know, because the mouth will speaketh what the heart believeth. That's a fact, right? And, you know, to me, when I first seen it, I was kind of taken aback, because I'm like, how's a guy that basically is within the black culture? Let's keep it real. Okay, Chicano rap used to be Chicano rap, but now it's kind of went over the fence, man, and it's now really urban influenced, okay? N-words are being said on gang, right? All these different things that traditionally on mamas, on the hood, right? On the dead homies. All these things that, man, I'm going to keep it real. Since the early 90s, I've only heard brothers say, okay? And that's honest. When I was in the youth authority, when I was in YA, I was locked up down south in Nellis around a gang of Crips, some Bloods and a gang of Crips. We're talking about 8-trays and 60s neighborhoods, right? All the O's. We're talking about Skylines and neighborhood Pirus and old Paru, Pacoima, and just, I did time with a lot of brothers, right? That I respect, that were handling their business. And that was shit that they said. You never heard an essay, a Mexican, say on the dead homies or on gang or on mamas. This is just something that they didn't say. And it wasn't a racial thing. Only blacks said it. It's just wasn't our culture. Wasn't the culture of the South nor the North, right? Facts. So when I started hearing these youngsters say it, that led me to believe that they were influenced by rap music, by hip hop, the hip hop culture, and by the gang culture. And it is what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with it. If you want to say damn words, that's on you. I don't condone it. I'll never say it. And it's not because I'm racist. I'll just never say it because I think it's a derogatory word, right? And I don't think anybody should call anyone out of the context of their name. You know, if you got an issue with someone, don't disrespect them by calling them a different name. Just go over there and beat his ass. That's how I feel, right? That's real gangster shit, real life. Drop out or active, it doesn't matter. If you got an issue with someone, you pull up and you confront them. You don't talk about it. Now, with Lefty saying this, some people are flabbergasted, and I understand. How are you going to sit there between the fucking diamond teeth in your mouth that the brothers started, man, their culture, right? And say that you would never like your children with a black person? Now, this is the way I rock, right? I have 4 daughters by 4 different women, which was like a Tupac song. I got around, right? Or they did, and I just happened to be there to catch them all the time. Now they catch my wallet with child support. But look, with my children, it's like this. I want them to live their best life. I want them to be happy. I want them to be successful, first and foremost. I want them to be educated. I want them to have way more than I ever have or I'm continuing to have. I want them to be content in their own skin and be self-aware and be happy with the choices they've made in life. If I could guide some of them choices, absolutely. That's my job as a father to do that. But ultimately, it's their decision to make. And if my child came home with a black man, or if my child came home with a white man, or if my child came home with a Mexican man, it's all the same to me. I don't have a preference. There's not a choice. It's not like I'm going to try to dictate their program for them, or, it's an or else moment. So if your child does, and you speak things into existence, if your child does come home with a black man and you're against it, what? Is that not your child anymore? Do you not love them anymore? Because of the choice they made, they didn't make the choice that you would have made for them? You have to understand, man, your child is a person. And eventually, man, they're going to make them hard decisions. They're going to make the decisions that best fit them in life. Now, of course, if you see your child making the wrong decisions, going down that wrong path, it's up to you as a father or a mother, whoever, to guide them. To suggest. And even in some cases, if it's detrimental to their safety and security, to prevent that by any means necessary, right? But as far as trying to dictate who and who your child's going to be with and who they could have a relationship with, to me, it's prejudice. Maybe not so racial, but definitely there's a prejudice there, right? The prejudice being, okay, I understand that the situation of not wanting to weed out your family. I got into this discussion a while back. I got a gang of primas. And I didn't start noticing it till just a while back. I was like, damn, all my primas, sisters, primas, none of them fuck with Mexicans. They're either with Puerto Ricans, blacks, or whites, right? A couple natives. I was like, damn, what happened to the Mexicans, right? And then I started talking to my prima. I was like, damn, bro, in about 20 years, the family name ain't even going to be Mexican no more. It ain't going to be Chicano. It's going to be fucking something else, right? But we were cool with that. We were cool with understanding, hey, it was their decision. Hey, for all we know, we might not have started out Mexican. We might have been fucking Swedish and just turned this way, right? All the Swedish girls might have came over here and just took palo from the Mexicanos. So we don't know, man, and we're content. Now, the conversation did come up, and I think the conversation comes up with every culture. Everybody wants to keep their sangre pure. Everybody wants to keep their family, to their culture. But it's not always possible, man. And you can't dictate your children's program and hate them or tell them what they can and can't be and not accepting. That's not being a good father. That's being a bad role model and a bad person. And it's just not good or accepted in today's society. Now, in society, you can do and say whatever you want. You're actually the king of your household and you run your household and you can run your program however you want. It doesn't make you a bad father because you feel some type of way, but it makes you a bad person by feeling some type of way about people you really don't know about, yet you're trying to act like. Facts, right? You can't sit there with diamonds in your mouth, your pants sagging, okay, wearing hip-hop influenced clothing, doing hip hop music and talk about you don't want your kids to bring home a black man. Boggles my mind. It makes no sense, right? It's like, oh yeah, we'll take the black this. Yeah, we'll take the black that. Yeah, we'll take the black food. Yeah, we'll take the black car. Yeah, we'll take the black this, the black that, the black this. But we won't take the black man though. Come on now. You'll take the black man's music. I'm just being real. Am I Chicano? Am I Mexicano? Do I gotta look for the raza first and foremost? Absolutely. But let's keep it real, gang, gang. Let's keep it absolutely correct, right? Let's be men and fathers. Okay? One thing about in the 90s, the 80s, our traditions, our cultures meant something. Okay? Back then, there was a lot of separation. There was a lot of segregation from each other. There was a lot of guerra between the black and brown community. There was a lot of not just talk on the internet, but actual war in the streets, green lights and people getting smacked backwards and gang invasions and drive-bys and all of that. We lived through that. Okay, that's the era we lived through. Colors and Boys in the Hood and Menace to Societies and you know what I'm saying? We got a problem? We got a problem. We all had a problem, right? But times started to change. Our kids, our Mexican children, our Chicano children started to adapt to the surroundings and the areas they were growing up in. A lot of the brothers, the blacks, man, started to adapt to the areas. They started to go to the taco truck more. They started to ride lows. They started to embrace the Mexicano culture. They started to marry Mexican women, man, and you know, like a chili reno a time or two, right? And a lot of the Mexicans that I know that I'm homies with started to marry black women. You can see it goes both ways. That's like telling your son, and you know, this whole conversation is sparked because Lefty Gunplay says he doesn't want his daughter bringing home a black man. But would you want your son bringing home a black woman? What's the difference? Okay, I wouldn't have no issue either way with it. Whatever makes them happy, whatever makes my children content, and the choices they made, and I believe, man, if I'm a good parent and I raise my kids right, they're gonna make the right choices, right? You know, I'm gonna do all I can do to put the map out there. If they follow it, they'll find the gold. If not, well, fuck you, One-Eyed Willie. You know, straight up. You can't do everything for your children. You can only do what you can, man. A lot of us don't even have enough to do what we can for ourselves. But we're trying, bro. We're trying, right? So when Lefty Gunplay says shit like this, I know a lot of people are going in on him and a lot of people are trying to twist it up and make it something. I mean, it is what it is, but they're trying to like act like he's very racist and this and that. My thing is this. The Mexicano culture is a strong culture, okay? Just like the black culture is a strong culture. And there's prejudiced people on both sides. Let's just say that, right? We're going to leave the woods out of it. They're like, oi, brother, we're prejudiced too. We're prejudiced. We know, motherfuckers. Stick to meth and death, rock, brother, right? You know, black and brown, though, the communities, regardless of what people want to say, they're very prejudiced towards other groups, both groups. You know, my grandfather comes from the old school, and he had a prejudice against brothers, man, until he became best friends with a black dude that saved his life, right? Then all the prejudice went out the window. Sometimes, man, you're indoctrinated or educated or taught a certain way by your elders, by your OGs, by your gente, and you truly believe that, man. And it seems like the racial lines and all that are drawn in the sand, man, they're just in sand. They're not in concrete. They could easily be stepped over or, you know, scribbled out, man. We need to understand that on both sides, right? Because it's not just a brown thing. See, this just happens to be Lefty Gunplay being the type of individual that speaks his mind and is not scared to speak his voice and say what he feels. Some people might think, he's got something wrong with him, so he just says whatever he blurts out. No, but that guy truly means that. He truly doesn't want his daughters with black men. And for whatever reason, maybe he has maybe he was taught that way. Maybe he comes from that old school Mexican thinking, or maybe he's had bad interactions. But my thing is this: your daughter. Here's some game knowledge you can't get in college. Tell me if I'm wrong, gente. You're the role model for your daughters. You're everything your daughter aspires to have in a relationship. If you're a hardworking man, your daughter wants a hardworking man. If your daughter sees her father get up every morning to go work in the fields and go work, she wants a man that's going to do the same thing for her. Okay? They only know what they see. See, you're constantly teaching your children. You're constantly raising them. Right? It's not just, hey, don't do this and no, don't touch that. It ain't that. Every fucking move you're making, the way you pour your milk in your cereal, the way you, what movies and what sports you watch, and you ever notice why your children will see you wearing Raiders, and next thing you know, they're talking about Raiders. Every little move you're making, they're modeling after. That's your mini-me. That's your part 2, right? That's your second time around. That's your legacy. So they're modeling it. So the girls are doing that too with their fathers. They're judging what they're going to have in the future off of what their father does. For the most part, right? So, Lefty, if you're out there sagging your pants with gold diamonds in your mouth and on mamas, on gang, and this and that, and appropriating the black culture, the urban style, the hip hop culture, well, then your kids are seeing that. So that's the type of man they're going to go for. Now, again, I'm not trying to disrespect Lefty's family at all. I hate to even bring children into this. I'm just saying in general, right? And anyone. You can't be around the house like on mama's, on gang, man, on the dead homies. And then your daughter's going to go out there and be like, I want someone like my father. Someone that's got his shit together and does it like that. And boom, there you go. Can't be mad at it. They only know what they see. What you show them as a parent is up to you. Anyway, so now that I've given my parenting life skills for the day, the shit with him saying that, does it make him racial or prejudiced? It definitely puts a prejudice vibe out there for Lefty Gunplay, right? But again, man, to all the brothers that are watching, I don't even think he's prejudiced like that. He comes from that old school stilo where there's so much separation in Southern California between blacks and Mexicans, more so than there is, kicking it, that maybe he felt that's how his true feelings are. He doesn't want, I got homeboys that are like that, man, to be honest with you. They feel that, if their daughters are with brothers, they're going to be taken advantage of. They're going to be, played out of pocket. They're going to get Ike Turnered. You know what I'm saying? Have you guys seen that short? I seen it the other day. Poor fucking Tina. She's singing a song and she says, "What you going to do if I don't hit the right key?" And Ike says, "I'm going to put a black eye on you." He's going to give her a black eye, right? That's real. He really said that. So I think a lot of these things that people hear about, the brothers in their relationships tend to fuck people's heads up. But they're not the only ones that be putting hands on their chick, man. I know a gang of Mexicans that do that. I know a gang of whites that do that, right? And a gang of everybody does that. It's not good on any level, right? So there can be a bias, but it's up to people to interpret it the way it is. Do I think Lefty Gunplay is racist? No, I don't. Absolutely not, right? Do I think he's about his Mexicano people? I do. If this is just stamped and proven to me that he does have a little Mexican flavor still left in him, right? Now, not the flavor of being racial, but the pride in his people, that he wants his people to be number one. But again, we need to understand in the world we're living on, man, it's not about number one or number two. See, we could argue who fucking was here first. We can argue who started this, who started that. It don't matter. It's where we're at now, homie. That's all that matters. Who the fuck started it ain't here no more. Who's going to end it might be, right? So that's just my take on it, man. The people that are, going in on Lefty about it, again, there's some things you can say on the internet and some things you can't, right? Especially in this woke up ass fucking era that we're in. There's things you definitely can't say. People can't take a joke no more. People can't play. Was this a joke? No. Is this how he feels? Obviously, he said it, right? Is it fucking laughable? Yes, I'm gonna laugh it off. The reason how the fuck are you gonna say I don't want my kids I don't want them with blacks, right? And in between some diamonds in your mouth. You better stop it, Gucci man, right? You better stop it. You can't steal people's cultures and then be mad at them because you don't agree with it. You can't pick and choose things. Now, again, I'm not going on a Lefty Gunplay because he's from down south. There's going to be people that say I'm not going on him, period. I'm just saying sometimes you have to think before you say. Everyone's expecting you to say something stupid, man. And when you give it to them, they're going to run with it. I myself hope this youngster prospers, right? I hope everyone does. But I'm going to be the last one to sit here and tell you, man, I don't want my daughter with the black person. I don't, why not? What's the difference? I listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire too. Shit. I got no issues with who my kids choose to love. I just got an issue if they don't choose to love. With that being said, man, happy Father's Day to all the real dads out there, man. Some games, some knowledge you can't get in college. Let your kids be independent. Let them be free, man. But guide them the right way. And everything's going to see all right, cuz. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. I'm going to continue to do what I do. Now, I'm going to get to this barbecue. Same for Father's Day. Isn't it fucked up? It's our day. We're supposed to be celebrated as fathers. The ones that are really in the mix. Yet we got to do all the fucking work. God damn, we just can't win, as dads. The mom's like, oh, no, bitch? Well, then I got Fabalos so you can fucking clean this whole floor. No, I'll stick to the grill. The gun. Bang, bang.